Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Wednesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is the end of July, July 31st, 2019, and now the news at noon.
Reported by the Durango Herald, the La Plata County Sheriff's Office has named a person of interest in a shooting July 19th south of Durango that left a man fighting for his life. Authorities said they are waiting for the victim's condition to improve to continue their investigation. Jacob Manning, age 38, was at the scene when Grant Pugh, age 49, was shot in the 8,000 block of U.S. Highway 550, about 8 miles north of the New Mexico state line. The sheriff's office said no one has been arrested in connection with the incident. The sheriff's office declined to comment about the weapon used or other details of the investigation. Burke said he did not have information about Pugh's injuries or condition. On the night of the shooting, sheriff's office deputies took Manning to the La Plata County Jail, and the jail released him when he was sober, Burke said. According to the state voter records, Manning lives at Old Homestead Mobile Home Park, which is also in the 8,000 block of Highway 550. He registered a new business, Manning Mechanical LLC, in February 2019 at the same address. Authorities also located several witnesses at the scene but have not released names. Burke said further details are not being released because of the active investigation.
An update on the fires to our west near Blanding from the Journal. File photos. 2 lightning-sparked fires in the Monte La Salle National Forest west of Blanding are growing slowly in a manner Forest Service officials expect will provide habitat benefits for more than a decade. The Peavine Canyon fire burning west of Blanding, Utah, is now at about 1,250 acres. The nearby Poison Canyon fire burning west of Monticello, Utah, is at 185 acres. Heather McLean, the fire prevention technician with the Monte La Salle National Forest, said in a news release issued on Monday. The lightning-caused Poison Canyon fire was discovered on July 26 and is burning in needles under ponderosa pines. This fire is in an area previously planned for prescribed burn. Drier, warmer conditions this week are expected to increase fire activity on both fires, McLean said. And, quote, low to moderate fire behavior in the Peavine Canyon fire and the Poison Canyon fire is beneficial in reaching management goals. The heavy snowfall last winter has contributed to fuels having much more moisture content than normal years, which lowers fire intensity. The fire is consuming some ground fuels, returning nutrients to the soil and reducing the chance of a catastrophic fire in the future, she said. Currently, 109 people are assigned to the Peavine Canyon fire and 22 people are assigned to the Poison Canyon fire burning in the Monticello district of the Monte La Salle National Forest. The Peavine Canyon fire is 22 miles west of Blanding, Utah, and the Poison Canyon fire is about 23 miles west of Monticello, Utah. Closures for the Peavine Canyon fire include Forest Road 50089 Peavine Corridor, closed at the Trailhead Junction with Forest Road 50088 South Elk Ridge, Forest Road 50108 Dry Mesa Road, closed at the junction with 50340, including all spur roads to the north. Previous closures included Forest Trail 023 Brushy Knoll and Forest Trail 157 Peavine Canyon. Maps and more information is available on the Monte La Salle National Forest website, which is fs.usda.gov/Monte La Salle.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, Phyllis Adkins, age 65, had known William and Leonida Sackett for 6 years before she met the people who would later become their victims. Like the Sacketts, Adkins owned a farm in Rocky Ford, Colorado, a small, tight-knit community where neighbors are like family. So when Leonida was able to help her brother, Esmeraldo Echon Jr. emigrate from the Philippines in 2011, it looked like a cause for celebration. A year later, Esmeraldo's wife, Maribel, and their 3 sons joined him in Rocky Ford. The Echons saw their arrival as the dawn of their American dream. Instead, they found themselves trapped by their own relatives in a 3-year nightmare of forced labor until local residents like Adkins began suspecting that something was wrong. Thanks in part to their testimonies, a federal jury awarded the Echons $330,000 last year in Colorado's first civil human trafficking trial. If it hadn't been for those community members who spoke up, this case would not have happened, said Jennifer Rodriguez, managing attorney for the Migrant Farm Worker Division at Colorado Legal Services, who represented the Etchons. The Sacketts were well known in Rocky Ford, an agricultural town in southern Colorado with a population of less than 5,000, famous for its sweet melons. They owned a farm, a market, and 15 rental properties. As Esmeralda Etchon's official immigration sponsor, Leonida had to agree to financially support the family so they would not need welfare or other government assistance. But she used that legal obligation against her newly arrived brother and his family, forcing them to work without pay to cover the cost of their sponsorship and threatening to have them deported if they refused.
Reported by the Durango Herald, Jerry McBride photo. Grab an umbrella and raincoat. The monsoon season has arrived, and with the seasonal storms, an increased chance of flooding, especially below the 416 fire burn scar, is on everyone's mind. While new vegetation has greened up parts of the burn area, the risk of flooding and debris flows persists below the scorched landscape, including in Hermosa, said Butch Nalton, director of La Plata County's Office of Emergency Management. This year's monsoon is expected to be fairly average, which means far more moisture than last year, when the rains barely showed up because of a high-pressure system that blocks storms from arriving, said Megan Stackhouse, a National Weather Service meteorologist. Durango typically receives 1.48 inches of rain in August, according to the National Weather Service. Monsoon precipitation typically arrives from the south starting mid-July and lasts until mid-September. Afternoon thunderstorms are typical across much of Colorado, said Tom Renwick, an NWS meteorologist. In the next few days, Durango's best chance for rain is Thursday evening and Friday morning, he said. But the storm is expected to bring only about 0.01 inch of rain. Daily highs in the area should be in the mid-80s this week as cloud cover moves into the region, which is on par with the average for this time of year, he said. You're going to stay right about where you should be, he said. During August, September, and October, the area could see daily highs a few degrees higher than average, said Dan Collins, who's a seasonal forecaster with the Climate Prediction Center. From September through November, warm surface temperatures in the eastern Pacific could send more moisture into the atmosphere and bring above average precipitation to the region. The flood-prone Hermosa area receives some of the highest levels of precipitation in La Plata County, and the area is susceptible to intense isolated storms, Nalton said. Some of the areas most likely to see runoff are north-facing slopes, previously home to conifers where the fire burned hotter than slopes with mixed vegetation, such as aspen and shrubs, Nalton said. Some of those slopes are in Trip, Dyke, and Buck canyons on the southern end of the burn scar. Vegetation on those slopes will take several years to recover. Residents near the burn scar have cleaned out ditches and ravines to divert water and put in berms and other defensive structures since last year to help protect their property. The National Resources Conservation Service started a $7 million project this month to put in additional flood mitigation measures to protect about 120 homes. The monsoon may also bring down ash and debris into the Animas River, which can hurt the ecosystem by reducing the oxygen in the water and increasing the heavy metals in the water, said Marcy Bidwell, Executive Director of Mountain Studies Institute. Damaging runoff from the scar could continue for years. Some portions of the Missionary Ridge fire that burned in 2002 still see heavy debris flows, Nalton said. The public can receive warnings about flooding by signing up for the Code Red or the Nixle system, which provides warning. As of yesterday, that included the eastern portion of Dolores County with flood warnings into the evening. Residents can also watch storms approach through a temporary radar system on top of Missionary Ridge. You can find that online at arrc.ou.edu/px1000.
According to the Cortez Journal, a New Mexico man whose dog mauled and killed a deer fawn in southern Colorado was charged with several wildlife crimes and could lose the right to hunt and fish in the state, Colorado Parks and Wildlife announced Monday. CPW investigators say Michael Garcia, age 36, of Las Cruces, was in an area near the Conejos River when his dog chased down a fawn and killed it. Garcia posted photos and a video of the attack on social media, and someone reported it to Colorado wildlife officials. Garcia, who was working as a fishing guide on the Conejos River, was located by Colorado wildlife officers and interviewed. He was cited July 23rd with illegal possession of wildlife, allowing his dog to harass wildlife, and taking wildlife in an unlawful manner. The fines total $1,372, according to CPW. Garcia may elect to pay the fines by September 16th or appear in court. He was also issued a 20 license suspension points, which means he must appear before a CPW hearing officer, a separate process that could result in the suspension of license privileges from 1 to 5 years. Only the Parks and Wildlife Commission may impose suspension. The video shows Garcia's blue heeler Gus tearing apart a fawn. At no point during the video does Garcia make a concerted effort to stop his dog from attacking the baby deer. He yelled Gus twice during the 10-second video. Instead, on the caption to the video posted on social media, Garcia wrote, "Gus provided the best action at the end of the day, got his first big game kill." Attempts to reach Garcia were unsuccessful Monday afternoon, and now let's take a look at the weather.
Today, we've already seen some brief rain activity this morning in and around the Dove Creek area and expect continued scattered showers and thunderstorms mainly after 1 p.m. Increasing clouds with a high near 84 for the day, south wind around 10 miles an hour, and the chance of precipitation is significant at 50%. Then tonight, hold on for more showers and thunderstorms likely mainly before 8 p.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 58 overnight. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming northeast after midnight. The chance of precipitation rises to 60%. And then on into Thursday, showers and thunderstorms likely mainly in the afternoon. Mostly sunny with a high near 85. Light and variable winds becoming southwest 5 to 10 miles an hour in the morning. And again, the chance for rain is still 60%. Then by Thursday night, the chance is set to drop to 40% for showers and thunderstorms before midnight. Partly cloudy sky with a low around 57 Thursday night, with a west wind around 5 miles an hour becoming calm in the evening. And right now, Friday is looking for just a 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms for our area, basically in the afternoon again. Sunny overall with a high near 85 degrees. Those light and variable winds becoming northwest 5 to 10 miles an hour in the afternoon. Friday night remains with a 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms in the forecast before midnight. Partly cloudy skies with a low around 58. And as the monsoon report indicated, we are squarely in the season, looking to possible rain almost every day, with Saturday a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 85. Saturday night, a chance for showers and thunderstorms before midnight, mostly cloudy with a low to 59. Wash and repeat, as they say, for Sunday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon, partly sunny with a high near 85. Sunday night, a chance for showers and thunderstorms mainly before midnight, mostly cloudy with a low around 58. And this pattern continues into next week. Monday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny, high near 84 degrees. Monday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 57. And now back to the news.
Reported by the Durango Herald, a Durango man who strangled his wife was sentenced Tuesday to life in prison without the possibility for parole after being convicted of first-degree murder. Silvino Martinez Perez appeared Tuesday in La Plata County Court with his shoulders slumped, head hung, and eyes downcast. Colorado law mandates life in prison without the possibility of parole for anyone convicted of first-degree murder. A 12-person jury found Martinez Perez guilty in August 2018 of first-degree murder, abusing a corpse, and 3 counts of child abuse. In a 911 call made about 12:01 a.m., April 17, 2017, Martinez Perez admitted to strangling Crystal Martinez Perez at the Lightner Creek Mobile Home Park, 207 Lightner Creek Road, County Road 207, after she told him she wanted a divorce and that her body wasn't his anymore. Deputy District Attorney Sean Murray told District Court Judge Suzanne Carlson that the victim lived her life for her children. The children were much younger than 10 at the time of her death. Were each younger than 10 at the time of her death. Martinez Perez, public defender Jonathan Jourdain, said his client's sentence is tantamount to cruel and unusual punishment, an Eighth Amendment argument that Carlson rejected. Jourdain did not call witnesses to make any comments on his client's behalf in regard to sentencing, other than to say the defendant plans to appeal his conviction.
And from the Journal in Mancos with a file photo, the Mancos Town Board is now requesting a joint meeting with Montezuma County Commissioners to discuss distribution of lodgers tax revenue. The Montezuma County Lodgers Tax Committee recently announced it might significantly cut funding from the Mancos and Dolores Chambers of Commerce, which could cause the Mancos Visitor Center to close. Committee members said the tax revenue could be better directed towards other tourism efforts, such as the county's proposed convention center. In light of the announcement, the board discussed the value of the Visitor Center at their regular meeting last Wednesday. Quote, the consensus of the board was that lodgers tax collected outside of Cortez should not be spent in Cortez. Town Administrator Heather Alvarez wrote in the minutes from the July 24th meeting. Trustees also felt that a proposed convention center would not benefit Mancos, since it would likely be built in the Cortez area. The lodgers tax raises an average of $150,000 annually, and funds are distributed to local chambers of commerce and tourism organizations through a grant application process. The tax committee is charged with distributing funds from a 1.9% lodgers tax levied on hotel room rental rates throughout the county. Lodgers tax money is supposed to be supporting local tourism efforts. This year, the Mancos Valley Chamber received about $29,000. One of the critiques of the lodgers tax committee was that the chamber wasn't as involved in bringing, quote, heads to beds, according to Maggie Goodall, director of the Mancos Valley Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center. In an email to the Dolores Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center included in a Mancos staff report, Brian Bartlett from the Lodgers Tax Committee said that the tax dollars should not be used towards operating a chamber. Quote, chambers of commerce, although important in some basic ways, actually do extremely little to promote and drive tourism into and through our area, Bartlett said. Quote, the only organization in our community that is actually tasked with doing this and that truly delivers on this task is Mesa Verde Country. At the July 24th meeting, the board looked at the numbers comparing sales tax receipts to the number of business licenses in town. In 2012, sales tax receipts were $328,405, while in 2018, the receipts were $825,391, according to Alvarez. The number of business licenses in town increased from 81 to 109 over that same period. Quote, there were consistent increases during the summer months, she wrote. This tells us that the majority of our sales tax increase comes from events, visitors, and tourists to the town rather than us seeing a huge increase in local businesses. During the meeting, Goodall also pointed to the chamber's work over the past year. Quote, it served more than 1,000 visitors since January 1st, operated 3 information kiosks in town, and produced cards and pamphlets promoting local events. In terms of bringing in outsiders to Mancos, Goodall noted that about 40% of participants in the Cowboy Half Marathon came from out of the area. The farmers market serves out-of-area customers, and $4,000 was spent on marketing in 2018. The Visitor Center and Creative District also produce an annual event schedule that appears in travel magazines. The Chamber seeks town support on this issue, and Mancos staff members and trustees looked into a few options. The town funding the Visitor Center at an annual cost of about $6,500, a resolution asking the commissioners to continue funding the center, and a joint meeting to talk over the issue in person. The board preferred the last option. Alvarez and Montezuma County Administrator Shaq Powers are currently determining an appropriate date.
From the Cortez Journal, a bill aiming to increase renewable energy production on public lands is gaining broad support as it makes its way through the U.S. House. A bipartisan group of 24 lawmakers, including Representative Scott Tipton, Republican of Cortez, introduced the Public Land Renewable Energy Development Act on July 17th. It has since picked up 9 more co-sponsorships and had a hearing at the House Natural Resources Committee. The proposed law would set up a revenue-sharing mechanism to split certain permitting and leasing fees from wind and solar energy developments on public lands between stakeholders. The state and county where the projects take place would each gain 25% of the royalties. 25% would go to a new fund to conserve public lands for wildlife and recreation. 15% would be used to help process renewable energy permits, and 10% would contribute to paying off the federal budget deficit. The bill would also establish an office to coordinate and speed up the sluggish permitting process for renewable energy projects. Applications for new geothermal, wind, and solar energy developments can take more than a decade to gain approval, the member of the House Natural Resources Committee said. Tipton praised the revenue sharing system because he said it would incentivize state and county governments to welcome renewable energy developments on public lands. Governments could then invest their shares in public education and infrastructure projects, for instance, Tipton said.
Reported in the Journal with a photo by David Elmore, the Milky Way galaxy and star constellations shine especially bright in Norwood, and because of the limited light pollution, the town was designated in February as an international dark sky community. Norwood is only the second town in Colorado to be granted the status by the International Dark Sky Association, and the first on the western slope. The West Cliff Silver Cliff community is Colorado's other dark sky designation. There are now 22 international dark sky communities. 15 of them are in the U.S. Residents and town officials formed the Norwood Dark Sky Advocates and worked for 3 years to make a case for the designation. Rules were implemented controlling lighting in town and on future developments. The town's location at 7,000 feet elevation on Wrights Mesa and its remote location, low population of 518 people, and dry climate are ideal conditions for clear night skies and stargazing. The town produces very little light pollution, according to an IDA report. Mountains and plateaus shield it from the few distant urban light sources. Co-chairs of Norwood Dark Sky Advocates, Creighton Wood and Bob Grossman, say that 80% of the world's population can no longer see the Milky Way because of city and industrial light. The exquisite darkness of Norwood's night skies is a source of pride and a way to attract visitors. Quote, in Norwood, you can see the Milky Way year-round, even the faintest parts, says Grossman. In the summer, you can see it even before the end of twilight. The rest of the night sky is truly gorgeous, too. To prove the dark skies met the designation's standards, the advocates conducted a sky quality meter project over 3 years. The darkest limit of the Unihedron SQM instrument is 22 units. Norwood's average annual value for all observation is 21.43 units, with a range 28.64 to 21.95, that according to the International Dark Sky Association. This designation and the recent increase in astrotourism hopefully will inspire people to visit Norwood to view an amazing night sky few in the world now enjoy, Grossman said. Amateur astronomers visit dark sky sites because they can observe very faint celestial objects. For more information, you can visit them online at darksky.org or go to colorado.edu/Norwood-stars.
From the Cortez Journal, the Bureau of Land Management plans to offer up 83 parcels for its next oil and gas lease sale in Colorado. The Daily Sentinel reported Monday that about 123 square miles in northwest Colorado counties are expected to be included in the September 26th sale. The BLM is taking public comment on the proposed sites until late August. The quarterly sale includes nearly 108 square miles of greater sage-grouse habitat that was previously deferred from sale. These parcels are still subject to restrictions under a management plan adopted in March. The BLM sold 103 parcels for more than $5.7 million last year. The state receives nearly half the sale proceeds.
And now today's High Canyon Country happenings. Southwestern Colorado Research Center in Yellow Jacket will be hosting a field day and expo on August 14th. That lasts from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and lunch will follow the tours and demonstrations. Learn more about current crop research trials, including dry beans, industrial hemp, spring wheat, grain sorghum, alfalfa, and dryland cover crops. See a demonstration from the High Desert Conservation District's Raptor Imaging on the use of drones in agriculture. CSU Extension staff from Montezuma and Dolores counties and the Montezuma County Weed Department will host an, quote, Ask the Experts table, so bring in a plant, weed, or insect to identify or discuss. There will be a tour of the research and demonstration orchard with CSU Extension staff. Many more partner organizations will discuss their current projects as well. Come prepared to be outdoors for several hours in the heat. On-site transportation on-site will be provided. Southwestern Colorado Research Center is located at 16898 Road Z in Yellow Jacket. An RSVP is appreciated for a lunch estimate. Please call them at 970-562-4255 to RSVP or for more information. And Escalante Days up in Dolores is coming up next weekend. A street dance party, CrossFit competition, salsa contest, and tug of war for charity were added to the Escalante Days and Nights, which will now be held August 9th and 10th. The Dolores Festival has been held there for many years, and it will still expand to 2 days and still feature the classic chainsaw and arm wrestling competitions, mountain bike races, canine search and rescue, pancake fundraiser, kid bike event, Central Avenue parade, food and craft vendors, the Galloping Goose rides, and a softball tournament. It used to be a 2-day festival, so we are bringing that back by adding more physical fitness type events and a fun dance, said Dolores Chamber of Commerce Director Susan Lysek. Visit DoloresChamber.com for a schedule to volunteer or for more information and to sign up for events. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. If you want to share your event or information, contact us by email at dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station at 970-677-4111.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Please be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area, and of course, share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.